Are you excited? I'm talking about for the 2024 GOP presidential primary. I feel like not enough of you were excited. You should be excited like I'm excited. So let's explain why you should be excited. Because here's what I hear a lot from the right. This is what I hear mostly from the right. I don't want Trump to get in. I don't want DeSantis to get in. I don't want him to fight. This only helps Democrats. Too much infighting. No. Stop with that nonsense. These people have to go earn your vote. All of them. Trump, DeSantis, Nikki Haley, Mike Pence, all of them. Make these people earn your vote. You talk a lot. I talk a lot. We talk a lot about how we don't like this and we want this changed and we wish this was different and we wish these guys would act this way and I wish the GOP would stand up this way. I talk this way, you talk this way. But how do we get that change? What power do you actually have? What power do I actually have? You have one thing. That's all you have. One thing. Your vote. My vote is not given to anybody yet. It's all I have. It's the only power I have is that one vote I get. It's your only power you have. And when we're dealing with things like the United States of America and the future of this nation, I intend to use my power. I intend to hold on to it until I'm sure and then use it. And don't be naive. DeSantis is running. I hear this from a lot of people. I don't even think he's getting in. If you watch I'm Right, if you've been watching I'm Right for, was it a year ago I told you he's running? How do I know that? He's already setting up a campaign staff. It's obvious to anybody with eyes he's running. Now, he's doing the smart thing right now. He's running without running. I know this frustrates Team Trump, and I get it. I'd be frustrated too. DeSantis is very clearly running. He's on the book tour. He's on Fox News. He's even out there now mentioning Trump.
It's silly season. I mean, you know how some of this stuff goes, and obviously he does his thing, and it's just that's kind of who he is. He can say what he wants about me. I'll always give him credit for the things that he did that were positive, and I'm appreciative of a lot of the things that he did. Doesn't mean I agree with everything that he's doing lately or whatever, but ultimately it's about delivering for the people you represent and delivering for the country. So I wasn't really into kind of trying to throw pot shots at anybody.
Ooh. So what stage are we in now? Here's the stage we're in. And if you've been watching politics for any length of time, you will see this. If you're not too emotionally invested in this candidate or that candidate, you'll see this as well. At first, before anyone was really in, they were all lovey-dovey, right? Trump, DeSantis, endorsing each other, supporting each other. Hey, here's a photo op here. And then they start to get the inkling that we might have to fight. So they start creating distance. Then, what do you see? We've already seen this phase. The surrogate attacks. Not Trump himself, but one of Trump's people or one of DeSantis's people will go with the news or go online and take a little vague pot shot at the other guy. Then, as they continue circling each other, they start to chirp at each other. Trump, of course, kicked this off first. Didn't do himself any favors, calling him Ron DeSanctimonious 2 days before the midterm election. Probably fired a little early there, lost himself some support, but eventually DeSantis was always going to start chirping back. That's just kind of how these things go. So where are we in this race? What's going on? What's the status of the race? Well, right now, if the race was held today, the primary I'm talking about, Donald Trump would win. He's the most popular Republican in America still. That's just the way it goes. DeSantis is a real contender, though. The race isn't held today. The race is next year. DeSantis can easily win this race. Trump can easily win this race. It's anybody's game. Because I'm not on anyone's team, I don't have anyone's bumper sticker, I don't wear anyone's T-shirt, I'm just going to give you the race as I see it. It'll make you mad if you're emotionally invested in one or the other, but I don't care. Still going to give it to you as I see it. So how are the attacks going? Well, here's the DeSantis plan for now, as I see it. He's going to stay governor as long as he can possibly stay governor while kind of running. What's that allow him to do? It allows him to just do things that are clearly campaign things while at the same time saying, hey, I'm not campaigning, I'm just trying to govern. Pretty brilliant. It's smart. It's smart politics. It works. Now, that can't last forever. Eventually, he has to officially declare, because there are things you can only do, like major fundraising things, once you're officially a candidate. But for as long as he can, he will stay out and do the I'm just a governor routine. It will drive Team Trump crazy, which is why Team Trump is busy taking as many vicious shots as they can at him. Trump can't go a day without bringing him up, called him establishment, comparing him to Jeb Bush, and he's even been calling him Lockdown Ron and Ron DeSanctimonious and all these other things. Now let's talk about that and those attacks. Team Trump is doing something I think very, very smart, and something that is no question very, very stupid. And if you're on Team Trump, this will hurt to hear. First of all, let's deal with the smart thing. Trump attacking DeSantis as establishment or a rhino. Those attacks have some teeth. Those attacks are landing. Why? I didn't say they were valid, did I? I said they're landing. Why are they landing with people? They're landing with people because DeSantis and Jeb Bush clearly are close. Because Paul Ryan hates Donald Trump. And Jeb Bush and Paul Ryan have such huge egos, such elevated opinions of themselves, they can't possibly consider a world where whatever they say, the GOP base wants the opposite. If you're Paul Ryan and you want to defeat Trump and you want Ron DeSantis to be the nominee, the best thing you can do is shut your freaking mouth and disappear. Instead, he can't stay off the news. Jeb Bush is the same thing. Jeb Bush is a pariah for the GOP base. So if he really wants DeSantis to win and that's his guy and he doesn't like Donald Trump, the best thing he can do is shut his freaking mouth and go away. Instead, he can't stay off the news. He's on Fox News every day. I don't like Trump. I like DeSantis. Making those Trump establishment accusations look kind of real. Look, as someone who hasn't decided who I'm voting for yet, I'll tell you, it hits me. I think about him. Is he establishment? I'm not saying he is, but it's raising the questions in me. Very, very smart strategy from Team Trump. If they're smart, they will keep that up. Now, Trump is not doing everything right. Trump doesn't know what time it is, and somebody on his team needs to shake him awake. You see, in 2016, we all laughed and cheered and enjoyed it while Trump was calling everyone nicknames and things like that, Lion Ted and all the no, it was fun. I was even on Team Cruz back then. I liked Ted Cruz. I like Ted Cruz. But even then, I thought, okay, that's funny and it's effective. It's not 2016 anymore. The population, especially the right, we're much more afraid. We know how dangerous this government is. This is a much more serious time than 2016 was. Times change. So Trump hasn't changed. He's still throwing all these DeSanctimonious things out there, which again, they don't bother me, but they don't land. It makes Trump look clownish and unserious. And when he says things like lockdown Ron, because DeSantis did lock down his state for a month, but when Trump, who was the author of 15 Days to Slow the Spread, he handed the country to Dr. Fauci. When Trump calls anyone else lockdown Ron, when he accuses anyone else of being pro-lockdown, I'll be honest, again, as an undecided voter, that is the thing that will cause me not to vote for Donald Trump if it continues. Because Ron DeSantis, having locked down his state, owned it. After a month, he owned it, apologized, said it would never happen again. I view COVID lockdowns as maybe the worst thing that's ever happened to the United States of America. I'm not exaggerating that. One guy has owned it. The other guy has not only not owned it, he's been out there recently bragging about it, bragging about everything he did. Every time Trump calls DeSantis establishment, it makes me think maybe I won't vote for DeSantis. Every time he calls him lockdown Ron, it makes me think I will never vote for Donald Trump. I need an accounting. The land of the free was turned into a tyranny because of a virus. Not only should that not have happened, it's not even legal what this country did. It's not even legal what this country did. Crimes were committed against you, you realize that, by your government, federal, state, local. The United States of America, nobody in this country has the right to point to you and say, close your business, lose your livelihood. They don't have the right. That's illegal. But they did it anyway. And so that accusation isn't landing. Not for me, not for anybody. And that is the state of the 2024 race. We will see how it goes. DeSantis has to get in eventually. Team Trump's going to have to figure out what's working, what's not working, and it'll be spicy and fun. The debates are going to be a blast. We'll cover it all right here on The First.
Support The First TV today and get instant access to exclusive specials like Who is Ron DeSantis, the history of FBI scandals, and America's worst presidents. Visit thefirsttv.com/support or download the First TV app to become a supporter and start watching today.